Welcome. This is Bitcoin Day Trading, the best Elliott wave analysis, episode number 52. Everybody wants to know if the correction that we are having is over. So we are going to take a look at the chart and discuss it together. If you don't want to watch the entire video, for now my main count is still bearish, but I'll tell you what will make it turn into a bullish count. First, let's take a look at my disclaimer so that you're aware that there are risks involved in trading. And once you have read that, if you're interested in my services, I'm offering live Elliott wave updates. They cost you 20 USD a month. The subscription fee is 20 USD a month. You get 1 to 3 updates. I think it always was more than 3 updates a day. And if you are interested, you join my free Telegram group and just tell me that you are interested. I will then contact you personally and provide you the instruction on how to become a member. I recommend it, especially if you want to learn more about Elliott wave, because it's extremely technical. And also, if you are a trader and you need Elliott wave as an indicator for your trading. In both cases, I recommend you becoming a member of my live Elliott wave updates. Also, today is Friday, so it's the last day I'm working. I will take Saturday off, and I will start working on Sunday evening, Monday morning again. But I'm projecting to doing an update on YouTube only maybe Monday or Tuesday. I think I'll go down to 2 YouTube intervention during the week. And if you are subscribed to my live Elliott wave update channel, then you will receive more than 3 updates a day. So that makes a big difference having more than 3 updates a day, sometimes 5 or 7, or only having 2 a week. So I think it's a good idea to become a member if you're serious about trading, or if you want to learn more about Elliott wave. You can try it only for 1 month, and if you find it useless, you just can put an end to your subscription. And now we are going to take a look at the charts. So here we have the 3-hour chart, and on the 3-hour chart, the thing we can notice is that we did now go below our first target, the 38.2% retracement of wave 3. This is wave 3 up here. And we did go below that target, right? So that's the first thing we have to notice. The second thing is that the top of wave 3 was here, and the bottom was of wave 4 was here, and the span is in between. And we still are between the top of the start of wave 4 and the end of wave 4. So that's the target area for the correction. So now we are in the correction. It could go down to 53,909 because that's the most likely outcome, that we hit the bottom of wave 4. So that's a possibility that we still go down to 53,909. And on this chart, there's for now no indication that the correction is over. For me, one of the things that I like for entering a long position is when Fisher, I want confirmation with between Elliott wave and Fisher needs to turn bullish. And during the entire correction, it was bullish. And it was just here one exception, the top of wave 2, where it went bullish. But apart from that direction, it was bearish during the entire correction. And people ask me also, what are my settings for Fisher? So I can open it. That's my settings. It's the default settings. So RSI is 5. I'll let you take a look at it, but that's my default settings. And I only have changed maybe the colors, and visibility is also on default. So I haven't changed the settings from the ultimate inverse Fisher transformer. So it's default settings, because people want to know it's the default settings. Now you can pause the video, and if you change them and go back to the defaults by just looking at this. But that's the default setting, and as far as I'm aware, it works fine for me. So my main count, as I told you already, is still bearish. And now we are going to talk about what could make the main count switch to a bullish count. For that, I'm going to take a look at the 30-minute chart. On the 30-minute chart, we now can label the fifth wave decline as wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we now can see 5 waves in the decline from wave 4 top here at 6,978. And the second thing I want to point out is that here at 55,052, at 55,052, we wave 1, this wave from the top here to here, is equal to wave 5 from the top of wave 4 to here. So there's equality at that level, and that's our second target. So the first target was the 38.2% retracement of wave 3. That was the first target, and our second target is when wave 1 equals with wave 5. So that's a little lower. So it says that we still can go lower. Then our third target would be the juncture here, the juncture between 53,909, but that level is questionable. I can show you what it is, and the channel between wave 2, 4, and then the projection of the channel to wave 3. So that would be our third target, just here, that intersection. But the level that I have at 53,909 is questionable, because it's just here I had a wave 3 and a wave 4 doing the impulsive wave up. But that level is questionable because it's on a very small time frame and it could be wrong. If I look at the higher time frame, I don't see a wave 4 here, but there was one when I took a look at the lower time frames at the 30-minute chart. So I don't give it much weight actually to that level, the 53,909. I don't give much weight to that level, but it is there. So let's use it, and it fits nicely with the channel for a bottom. Sometimes the channel doesn't get attached, but that's when you do channeling, you do you go through wave 2 and 4, and then you make a parallel channel through wave 3. And it says that wave 5 should hit the lower channel. So this is our third target for the correction. Now the question is, what would make the main bearish count switch to a main bullish count? And right now, there are two things that I can tell you. The first thing is that we have to break out of that impulse channel down. So we have to go higher than that channel. We have to break out of the channel. And the second thing that would be an indication is that we go above the top of wave 4 at 60,978. If both that happens, the likelihood of the correction being over is higher. I'm not sure exactly when I will switch bullish, but I will keep updating my private members of my private Telegram channel. And as soon as I feel confident that the low is in, right now it's not the case, I will tell them. And for me to enter on day trading a long position, two things need to happen. The first thing is that Elliott wave count has to switch from bearish to bullish. That didn't happen for now, because for now I still think that the likelihood that the bears are in control is quite high. So I'm still bearish, but it will happen. So my main count will switch to bullish, and that's the first thing I need for entering a long position. And the second thing I need, those are my rules, you can have different rules. The second thing is a confirmation from Fisher. So Fisher, which is still entirely bearish, needs to turn bullish. And if I get both of them, then it would for me be a signal of entering a long position. And the thing that I still have to know then is, of course, where I put my stop loss, but probably it will be put below the low of wave 5, wherever it stops, maybe here, maybe at the level we already had, maybe a little lower. I don't know exactly where. There are different targets, as I told you, but on one of those targets, it will turn, and then price has to rise a little. And while price is rising a little, Fisher will turn bullish, and I will then take the low as my stop loss for entering long position. And the last thing you have to know is what your position sizing is, and that's a topic I won't discuss in detail right now with you, but that's the last thing you have to know, how much you risk on the position. And a lot of your gains will be in relationship to how much you risk on a position. And there are rules for it. But I have my own, and the ones the trader I'm thinking more about who talks about those rules is Van Tarp. So you can read his book if you want to know more about position sizing, because he talks about it, and it's one of the most, it will make the most difference to your results, how much you should. Shorty said on trade, you should not risk more than 1 or 2% maximum of your capital. So on a day trade or Skype trade, you should not risk more than 1 to 2% of your capital. You can risk more if you are investing, or maybe I want to say maybe if you are swing trading and you maybe then, but not even with swing trading. It is just a trade, and you should not risk too much money. I would risk more than 2% if I'm investing in Bitcoin, but I would not I would keep my risk level low. But exactly how much you have to talk with me about it, and we have to see how much capital you have and how much you're willing to risk. I cannot tell you in 5 seconds how much you should risk on a position. But position sizing is also in relationship with the leverage, how much leverage you take. Since if you take more leverage, the position you take in the market will be bigger. And you have to know exactly how much capital you risk. So that's long discussion. I cannot resume it in 5 words, but it's an important topic. It will make a huge difference on your results. Okay, those were the main points I wanted to discuss with you for today. I'm planning on doing one more intervention, maybe Monday or Tuesday. And I think it is wise to keep the YouTube intervention to 2 interventions a week. I think that's a good level. And I think that's also fair in regards to my private clients. Because if I'm all day long on YouTube and talk about everything on YouTube, then they will think, well, why do I pay money for a subscription fee if I can get it for free on YouTube? But that's not the case, because there's always a huge difference between me analyzing a chart in the written form, where I can be more precise and pinpoint every detail, than me just taking a brief look at the chart once or 2 times a week, or maybe even once a day. There's a difference between that and the written form. The written form is always more precise and more technical. And I think you get more out of the written form and the private channel than out of my YouTube videos. But both can be complementary. And maybe a nice equilibrium between YouTube and my private channel is making the 3 updates minimum, but most of the time it's more, 5 or 7 updates, very technical for my private channel, and 1 or 2 YouTube intervention a week for the public, which are free. I think that's a good equilibrium between the paid service and the free stuff people get. I don't do it too much for the money, so I don't mind giving out free stuff. But I think you would learn a lot if you are subscribed to my private channel. So I recommend it. I think I've told you that enough, but even if I was not the one who creates the private channel, then I will definitely subscribe to it. And now you can do me a favor as always and hit the like button. Don't forget to join my free Telegram group. Even if you're not interested in the private channel, just join my free Telegram group so that you have a second way of communicating with me if something happens to YouTube. And also you're informed on when I will post the next intervention. You can ask, and I will tell you when I think of doing the next YouTube intervention. So it's always nice to have a second way of communicating with me. So join the free Telegram group. And you can always leave me a message. I enjoy them, especially when they are kind reviews of my videos. So leave me a message on YouTube. I take a look at them from time to time, and I try to reply to them also. That being said, have a nice weekend, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.